Welcome to the After Show for episode 76. If this is your first time tuning in, this is not the main episode. This is the moist discharge of the main episode, where we talk about the leftover songs or anything we didn't have time to mention and other topics of interest.
Oh God, Steven. Every time. I feel like that's going to be your catch line.
Trying to make
something
disgusting and gross.
I think last time you said something about afterbirth.
It's natural.
Now it's a moist
thing.
discharge.
That's also natural, okay? Jooyoung knows this, okay? Jooyoung knows this.
Wet.
Need an umbrella.
Oh, sorry.
That's the wrong song, bro. It's the wrong song.
Oh, anyways.
So we actually don't have that many topics to talk about, but we definitely know we're going to talk about one.
Yeah.
Which is, if you don't know, GFriend.
Yeah.
Recently, there was a fan cam of GFriend that went viral in the K-pop community and then viral in kind of in the world community. And they were singing Me Gustas Too.
Me Gustas Too.
And they were performing in what I guess was a place where it had just rained or it
was raining.
Yeah. And they were just slipping everywhere.
I think the total was like 9 times or something close to that.
I think one girl fell like 6 times and another girl fell like 3 times or whatever.
It was a big fucking mess.
Yeah, if you haven't seen that fan cam,
go look it up.
Go look it up. It's from a YouTube channel I think called Smile Wa.
It's hard. It's hard to watch, but at the same time, it's kind of like, what, like. God damn, girls, like, good on you, you know?
Yeah, so there's like 3 reasons I want to talk about it. The first one is like, often we see K-pop idols, they pass out sometimes, blah, 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 they
dizzy,
throw up off screen, but you don't really ever see them do something like on
just like
screen.
Eat shit, like, just right in front of like viewers, right?
Yeah. And not only does like they eat shit, they eat shit a lot. Like sometimes it looks like I fell before, all right? Yeah. And you get that feeling where like you fall and the wind gets knocked out of you. It's like one of the worst feelings of all time.
Yeah. It's kind of, so there's like a different kind of fall. Like sometimes you just kind of fall, like you stumble and you can brace your fall, right? Yeah. And there's sometimes where your legs are just like, they're up here, what the hell? Yeah. And then you just land.
And we're talking about like your head just hits the fucking pavement and it just
if you guys are clumsy or you play some sort of contact sport, you guys know what we're talking about, because Steven is clumsy and I've played contact sports, so the feeling is not good.
I played sports in the past.
What kind of sports?
I used to play
Hand Olympics.
I used to play a lot of sports. I used to play basketball. Used to play soccer.
You know what? Meet me out on the court, dude.
I said used to for a reason.
I'll play for your shoes.
I know you acting like I know you play basketball now. I ain't saying I was good. You don't need a front. You don't need to be like, you play basketball, I'm better than you. Because that's what you just did.
That's true.
I already said I sucked, guys.
Have you ever played tennis?
Yeah, I used to play a lot of tennis.
I can't play tennis. You should play me tennis for my shoes.
See, I wasn't like amazing good, but I was pretty good at tennis. The problem with me in tennis was like I'm fundamentally very lazy. Okay. So my style of tennis, I used to specialize in slices because it makes the other person run, and I don't have to run.
See, I know nothing about tennis.
So slices are when you hit it and when it bounces, bounces a very short distance afterwards. So usually in a normal hit, it'll bounce a certain distance to you, but when it bounces very short distance, you have to run up to get it.
Run up or run back to get it?
Run up. Because usually you slice it, it hits right over the net, and then it kind of just does like a little dribble.
Oh, because it's got like backspin.
It's got backspin on it.
Gotcha.
So I used to be really good at that, so that when you make the other person run, then you don't have to run as much because they can't aim their shots well when they're running up. But the problem with that was as I like fought better people, as I played against better people can get around that better, and so they started making me run, and then I'm not a runner, so I started. Like I hit my like limit of how good I was.
Yeah. What was that, like middle school, high school?
It was like high school. Like I used to go to like country clubs and like play in tournaments and stuff.
Man, that's pretty good, man.
But I was never great because like some of those people like they play like that's their thing, right? They play every day for like and I'm competitive, but I'm not like I'm really competitive in things. In all sorts of things, usually video games now, because fat and useless. But like, I really want to win.
Yeah.
But there's a point where like I just don't have any fun anymore. So like when it turned it like I used to play on the school team and that was kind of fun because you're playing with friends. Yeah. But when it transitioned to like tournaments and like
this is more serious.
This is for real. Like I just didn't have fun because like when you would lose, my dad would be like, "Fucking, what are you doing, bro?" You know, because it costs money. You know, it costs money. Tennis is
not cheap.
It's expensive. Yeah.
Honestly, no sport to play like organized sports is cheap. It's not.
Especially tennis, you got to buy so much stuff. You got to pay to these crazy ass country clubs where rich ass motherfuckers live. Yeah. You got to pay for tennis lessons.
But we were talking about GFriend.
Oh yeah. Anyways, so I've ate shit before.
Yeah.
But also, you know, just like stupid shit, like it just snowed or it iced. And like when you slip on ice and you like eat shit.
Oh my god, slipping on like Korean winter ice is terrible. Yeah. Goddamn terrible.
And that's kind of what they were slipping on. Like they were slipping on just water, of course, but like it's that kind of slip. Yeah. It's not the stumble. You don't kind of
my
stumble.
Legs are just gone right off from under me.
And like the thing is like not only do they eat shit and like stand up and continue their choreography, they do it with a smile still.
Yeah.
Like there's some split seconds where you can like see like they're like, oh my fucking god, that hurt.
They're literally on the ground and one of the other members has to like come and pick them up. Yeah. Like help them up because they're just so like, oh, this is like the third time I've fallen.
Yeah, like in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And I gotta do the GFriend choreography, which is like pretty intensive windmilling.
Arm flailing and punching and whew, and kicking in.
Yeah, and like when you think about all the movements that they make, like it makes the slip worse because they're really stepping into these moves.
Because they're really like shifting the momentum like ridiculous amounts, you know.
So that's all really sad and it's like really good on them, but it's also like why did they perform? Like A, why did they perform? B, it didn't look like it was actively raining, but you can never really tell on video sometimes. So like, did nobody think I need to squeegee out this water or like do something to try and dry up this water?
Yeah. So a lot of you guys don't know because you haven't necessarily been to like these type of events. But one, the Kpop company will force their members to perform, obviously.
Right. It's not like they volunteered.
Yeah. And two, they're usually very, very, very low production value. Like, there might not even be a squeegee to, like, squeegee the water. Like, if you watch the fan cam, I think, like, there's one point before everything even starts, they're, like, pointing out, like, the water spots to each other. Like
watch out for that.
One girl, like, kind of put her foot, like, kind of, like, extended it, like, in a point, and was like, okay, here's where it's slippery. And, like, I watched that spot, and, like, a girl fell down like 3 times in that spot. Yeah. So I'm saying, I'm not surprised because Korean K-pop companies are notoriously greedy, and they treat their members notoriously bad. And the venues that usually they perform in aren't always like concerts like we know. You know, like
they're just like hastily set up like in a college thing or in a auditorium somewhere kind of thing.
By like some, music techs or like maybe even students sometimes. Yeah. And so I'm not even really that surprised because there's plenty of fan cams if you look at them about people eating shit all the time.
Yeah. But the thing is like that I think they're very lucky is like when you think about like it's very easy to break something like that.
Easily.
Right? Like your leg, your arm, because you're trying to reach out to stop your fall.
Try to brace,
Your neck could get fucked, your head could get fucked. And like I think they're very lucky that nothing serious happened to them. I'm sure some of them were wearing some braces after that. But like, when are they going to fix? Like, Korea's very reactive. They're not preventative, right? Yeah. Like, even when the drunk driving stuff happened, or not drunk driving, but the driving thing, the ladies go thing, like, it's been a year, almost to the day, and nothing has changed. Yeah. Like, there's still been many. Thankfully they've been small. Yeah. But like there's still been accidents and like what are we gonna wait until someone like you see a fan cam of a girl's like leg breaking in two and then
you need to be shocked to like take action. Like I really don't know what it'll take because these companies like they get a lot of the money and these are their products and it doesn't make sense to me not to protect your product.
Yeah.
Like if you sell sugar,
yeah,
you're gonna put your sugar in a place that it's safe.
Yeah.
Or there's no water,
Yes.
There's no like
bugs.
ants gonna get into it, right? Like, but basically these people are just like, oh, let's just lump our sugar in this big ass heel.
Yeah.
Like that is essentially, even from a business standpoint, that is not good for business.
Yeah.
One. And two, they're not just products, they're people. Like, come on,
What?
goddamn. Right? Like,
yeah,
and it baffles me that the company does not fucking care that like a 17-year-old girl is like slipping on stage and she could like break her leg.
Yeah.
Like that's legitimately a concern.
Like in my head, right? I would think, okay, the girl ate shit the first time. Mm-hmm. Maybe she ate shit the second time. Mm-hmm. If you're their producer or their manager or their company's president, be like, yo, stop, we're not performing anymore.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it sucks that maybe they can't perform and the fans are there, but I'm assuming the fans would understand if they're eating shit at least once or twice, maybe they can't dance right now, let's stop it. But nothing happens. They just keep going. Like, I think once or twice, I think a girl is just kind of like looking to the side, like,
help, make us stop.
Can we do something about this? But like, nothing happens. And your analogy is perfect. It's like, why do they treat their commodities so badly? Right? Like, I kind of understand slave contracts in the sense that like, like your company's fronting all the money.
Yeah.
Can those contracts be better? Of course they can. But you still got to think about money.
Yeah.
But like, I don't understand treating your artists like slaves.
If you treat your groups like employees, and you treat it's like you're basically just shitting on your employees, right? As a boss.
I mean, which happens in other jobs that are not K-pop related, but like
this is really extreme because obviously it's extreme situations, right?
Yeah. And it's just so sad to see a blatant example of how shady the K-pop industry is. Yeah. But like, I'm really glad none of them got hurt.
I mean, as far as we know.
As far as we know, yeah. And we're hoping because, this got on like even on all the American websites that I was looking at had like headlines about this. Yeah. I mean, not like the New York Times, but BuzzFeed and all those the ones that the general American
the children's like you know.
And like hopefully that will do something more to prevent stuff like this from happening because
it's kind of like at a boiling point, man. Like seriously, it's kind of ridiculous.
But props to GFriend for for doing that. And you know what, their song shot up back on the charts. So like even though this really sucked for them, at least there was a really good consequence from this.
Because Korea is very strange, you see. One, there's this insane pressure to like put up this face of like we're hardworking and we're like good kids, right? And honestly, if they were like, oh, we don't want to perform because it's too wet, then they could have gotten like serious backlash for that.
Right.
Like, but the fact that they like ate all this shit and almost like got hurt, like. They probably got a lot more fans. They're like, oh, that GFriend. Like, even though they ate shit so many times, like, they're such a hardworking group, Yeah. Like, people legitimately think that here. Yeah. And for me, that's part of the problem, not part of the solution.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I understand that it's like, oh man, they're so great. I'm a fan of them now. But I would hope that person would also think, but they should have not have done that. Right?
Yeah.
They should have. Not like, damn right they should have.
I think what we're trying to get across is like, I hope people think like us. We're just like, no, this is fucked up. But like, it just goes to show how hardworking K-pop groups are.
Yeah. Especially new ones.
Yeah.
Is there any other things you want to talk about?
I mean, not really too much, to be honest. This is the main thing I wanted to talk about. I remember messaging you. I was like, hey, Steven,
Yeah, we got it.
Have you seen that fan cam of GFriend eating all that shit, man? And Steve was like, yeah, I saw, man.
Yeah, it's over there.
And I was like, we gotta talk about that on the ass show.
Yeah. We both know Unpretty Rapstar. Their first episode did come out recently, but it hasn't been translated English yet, so I haven't watched it. And people who are watching this, you are gonna be watching this a week from when we're recording.
Yeah.
So you might have seen Unpretty Rapstar by then.
Podcast.
But I haven't. So I will probably talk about it in the next after show, which will be
it'll be like a week or so late. But I've seen clips of the episode. I don't really want to ruin it for you. I've already kind of ruined it for Steven, to be honest, some parts. But there is a lot to talk about.
Yeah. I mean, I had this discussion with one of my co-teachers because she really likes Show Me the Money and Unpretty Rapstar. And she was like, which one do you like better? Do you like Show Me the Money better, or do you like Unpretty Rapstar better? And I'm like, are we talking about the songs or are we talking about the show? And she's like, ignore the songs. Just tell me which show do you like is better?
Unpretty Rapstar.
And I'm like, Unpretty Rapstar, hands down. And she was like, why? And I'm like, well, I didn't really think about this until now, but like I like it because it has more drama. It has more stupid MTV drama in it.
Yeah, it has like more flavor of love.
Yeah. Because it's not an audition show, right? You have your cast, and obviously you cast them for a very specific reason of either causing shit or they wouldn't get along. Or
they have all these pressure to perform, you know?
Yeah, and it's just more fun because you see them perform way more than you would see them in Show Me the Money. And like, so I'm with Hyorin in it, and with Yubin in it, and like I really want to see how bad they are. I really want to see.
I think everybody kind of does want to see how bad it goes.
Yeah,
right?
I'm hoping that they use better editors than fucking Show Me the Money. But
I mean, both of those shows are not particularly edited the best.
Yeah, they're not. They're not. I mean, again, the grand daddy of them all, the genius is
the
best. You know why that show? I read. One of the reasons why that show is edited so well is because they actually shoot it like a normal fucking television show where they shoot it a month or two in advance and then they have time to edit it. Which, if you don't know, in Korea, they don't do that. Even their big Korean dramas are shot the week before they air.
I mean, that's why a lot of the actors and actresses, they will have to like pull all-nighters to film and just so they can edit, you know.
And that's also why most Korean dramas get really shitty after episode 4 or 5 because the writers have also not really written those episodes yet.
Yeah, it's I like to call it kind of like attrition. You know, like as time goes on, you use all your best stuff and all your best energy, and then it comes to a point where you're just like, I'm burnt out.
Yeah. Actually, I mentioned that to the same co-teacher, and I asked her, I was like, why do Koreans do that? Like, why don't they just shoot it like a normal American or any other country's television show, where you shoot it a couple months in advance, and you plan it out, you know? You don't have to plan it all out, like for example, Lost was not all planned out.
Yeah, just like season by season at least.
Right. Actually, I think even in Lost, it wasn't. There were times where like they went halfway through the season and they still didn't even know how that season would end. Side note: that's why Lost was not good for a while. But like, why don't they just do things ahead of time? And the co-teacher was like, but then how would fans complain? That's what she said. And I was like, what do you mean? She was like, well, if we don't like it and we want them to change something, if they've already shot it, they can't change it. And I'm like, why do Korean people think that they can change it?
Something, yeah.
And she just said that's just how they've always done it. So like they, in their minds, like when they complain, like for example for Producer, like people complained a lot about the way they were shooting it and how it was a hybrid variety show / drama. And so after episode 3 or 4, they stopped doing that because people complained. And so it actually kind of made sense to me.
I think people complained. They're like, I want to see IU in more sexy things.
Maybe they were like that.
IU
they're
put
like,
this on, and she was like, what? And then she had to. And then
she was always kind of weird.
And ratings,
ratings actually were not very good.
I know.
But the drama itself, it was really good. I thought the drama was really good because it was such a non-K-drama drama.
Yeah, it was very like out of the box, right?
It was out, but it was also very plain. It was very boring in a sense because it was just about 4 people. Yeah, one of them was IU. But like, it was just about 4 people. There was no mystery. There was no crazy K-drama thing that happened, plot line. It was just, I like you, you like me, he kind of likes her.
So let's try to figure this
out. Like, it was as down to earth as, it was very Reply 1997 down to earth. Where it was like, yeah, it's a K-drama, and yeah, it's a little, over exaggerated, but like, it's as down to earth as you can possibly get for a K-drama, and I thought Producer was pretty good. It has its problems, but I guess the other thing I kind of you didn't go watch the movie because I didn't ask you, so whoops. But I did watch Straight Outta Compton.
It's just such a bad time. Like when I was in America, it hadn't been released
yet.
It
didn't come out.
And when I came to Korea, it wasn't being shown.
Yeah.
And I was like trying to find someone to watch it with me, and like no one wants to watch it with me.
Well, you didn't ask me, by the way. If you had mentioned I want to watch Straight Outta Compton, I would have asked you.
Because honestly, I thought they weren't going to show it in Korea.
But you did. Well, I told you. I think if it'll show up for this 1 week, and then after that it'll be gone.
Yeah.
Because when I went with one of my friends, she's black, but she's African. She's not American.
She's not African American.
She's not African American. She's from.
Oh,
Africa.
she is kind of African.
Well, she moved to America when she was like 14 or 13 or something. So she's pretty much like she's African.
Yeah.
But anyways, so like there were 3 people in the movie theater. That it's definitely not going to show past this week.
Yeah.
But watching that, and I didn't grow up in that era. Like when NWA, I think, started, I had just been born, right? So like when I was a teenager, that was already like Dr. Dre was already with Eminem, right? He was already in like Aftermath, whatever. So this was everything from like starting of Dr. Dre all the way up to Aftermath, and like it just made me realize that Koreans don't know how to fucking rap at all. Like after listening to all the rap, like so much Korean rap, it's like you guys fucking ain't got nothing on
the beginnings,
the actual beginning of rap, or at least gangster rap in that case. And like America, like the whole movie is, or not the whole movie, but half the movie is about the police and how they treat African Americans or minorities like complete shit. And then the whole point is like now get 45 years later, they still do the same thing, and they're still killing minorities for no reason at all, And that's fucking sad. And I've never heard a lot of that music. I've never heard a lot of NWA music. Yeah, because I'm not. You definitely are more musical. Than me.
I listen to a lot more music than you. I want to.
Yeah, I've definitely like, for example, like the Boys in the Hood song.
Yeah.
When I grew up, there was a cover of that song, the Eazy-E song, but there's a cover of that song by a band called Dynamite Hack.
Oh yeah.
And that was one of my favorite songs growing up. Never knew that was an actual rap song. Never knew. And I thought it was like they jokingly wrote it like a gangster rap song, but they sang it in like a punk rock style. And so when I heard the actual song, I was like, I know all these lyrics. Why do I know all these lyrics? Like what the fuck happened?
Because it's and then it hits you.
Yeah, it hit me later. But yeah, like if you want to watch it, like I'll go see it again. Like it was really good. People watching this are probably like, well, I watched it 3 weeks ago, but we got it late in Korea. And
this is the weird thing, because Korea sometimes we get movies early, like Avengers and Iron Man and all those Marvel superhero movies, but we don't get like.
If it's an A tier movie, we get it like the week early. If it's anything B to C tier, we could get it like a month late. We can get it 3 months late. We can get it 6 months late. Like fucking Ant-Man came out here late. So angry about that.
I still haven't seen Ant-Man.
You still haven't seen Ant-Man?
Yeah, man.
Dude, you got friends, man.
Yeah, but none of them really want to watch movies with me.
Your girlfriend don't want to watch movies with you?
I mean,
fuck! Not Ant-Man? Dump that bitch! I'm sorry.
She likes you.
She likes me.
Yeah. She really likes
I like her
too,
too, but she doesn't want to watch Ant-Man. All right, she don't want to watch Ant-Man. That ain't. Oh well. I don't think
she knows about it.
I don't think my ex-girlfriend would have wanted to watch Ant-Man either.
She would have fought you tooth and nail.
There was a time where she would have watched it for me.
Oh God.
Congratulations. But yeah, no, it's a really good movie.
Congratulations.
It's a really good movie. Straight Outta Compton.
Yeah, that's pretty much.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm sure there'll be something I want to talk about later, but I think that'll be it. It's much shorter than last time, but again, this last time's was an aberration because we were gone for so long. Again, if you like this, leave us an iTunes review, leave us a comment on YouTube. talk to us on Twitter. You know, I'm at TwixSteven.
At TwixJosh.
Send us an email, thisweekinkpop@gmail.com. Go to my website, essentialkpop.com, to get all the essential K-pop. You know, not all the K-pop.
And we have an Instagram,
just
too.
the essentials. And we have an Instagram, which sometimes I remember to post, and then many times we don't.
It's because the problem is I have my own personal Instagram account, so it's just like...
And I just don't do anything. So I can't post things. Yeah. We hope you like this after show. And we'll see you guys next time. I'm hungry as fuck.
Bye.
Oh, I didn't see you there. Thanks for watching episode 76's after show, the Asscast. We'll see you guys next week for episode 77. So hopefully you liked it. It's very short. I know. Like me. I shouldn't have said that. All right. Bye.